Hello, and welcome to My Point of View Movie Reviews. Today's review is the new Netflix original movie, Dangerous Lies. And this movie was referred to me by a good friend on YouTube, so I said I'd check it out. I went to the IMDb page, and it's only an hour and 37 minutes. I'm like, what the heck? The premise of this movie, you never know who's telling the truth or who's lying in this film. And you have a young couple, a married couple, a mixed couple. You have a black dude married to a beautiful Latina. Jesse T. Usher is the leading male in this movie, and Camila Mendez is the leading female in this movie. Now, Camila Mendez, I went to her IMDb page, I didn't recognize her. Literally everything that she's ever played in, I have never watched, nor did I want to watch when they were playing. But she is a welcome commodity to this film. She's beautiful, and her acting is pretty damn good. Also, you have Jamie Chung in this movie. She's got fame back in 2004 from MTV's Real World, that reality show. Other than that, I haven't seen her in nothing else. I think Sucker Punch, but that's about it. So the movie opens up. They are a struggling married couple trying to make ends meet. He's a full-time student, smart dude. She's a cocktail waitress at some little diner. And some unfortunate things happen. The place gets robbed. Jesse busts in, knocks the dude out with some pots and pans, and boom. You ain't working here no more, sweetheart. This job is too dangerous. With that said, 4 months later, the bills are piling up. She's not working. He's not working. He quit school to try to find the job. He can't find the job. So she joins this agency to do in-house care. And she's taking care of this older gentleman. Now, the older gentleman, I recognize him from that old TV show back in the day, that sitcom called MASH. And she's taking care of him. He has no family. He was never married. He's by himself, and he's a nice old gentleman. Lives in a humongous house. House is gigantic, and they develop a nice friendship over the next 4.5 months. And she's stressed. Her and her husband are fighting. Now, this is the part of the movie that made me a little irritated. Her husband can't find a job. And there's a big emphasis on that. And I'm like, here we go again. Black man can't find the job. The woman's complaining because the man ain't working and can't take care of his family. And I'm like, oh boy. But there's a plot device along with that. So I learned to swallow my pride later. But so she talks to the gentleman that she works for because he noticeably knows that something's wrong. And I just hate it when women tell their business about their man. Oh, he's not working, we're poor, we're struggling. Look, he can come over here and work for me. He can cut some grass, trim some trees, polish, work, do yard work all over. You know, I'm like, here we go again. Typical black man doing some yard work for the old white man. But, you know, he does it because, you know, they need to make ends meet. And he gives her her paycheck for the month. And it's $7,000. They're like, whoa. And she's like, we can't cash this. This is not what I make. You got to remember, when you work for these agencies, they know how much you're supposed to make. They know everything. If you're a married couple, you can't work together because that's a conflict of interest. So they have to hide that fact. And any given time, the agency will pop over. Hey, come to check in on you. See how Mr. So-and-so was doing. Make sure you doing your job. And who's that black man in the yard cutting grass? He's not related? Okay, then. I'm fine with that. But they lied. That's one of the first major lies. And even though my man showed some heroics earlier in the film by knocking out that dude trying to rob the place, that comes back to haunt him and the whole family. And soon later, the old man dies. And it's really sad. And now she's out of a job. He's out of a job. Their apartment, rent's due, everything is due. And she hasn't cashed that check yet. He says, honey, cash that check. We gotta make these bills, you know. We gotta do it. So she deposited that check and mistake. And then there's no next of kin. So they're over there the next day. They're going through his things, cleaning up. And the husband finds his chest full of money. Like, whoa, what was my man into? My man was rich beyond his dreams, and no one knew it. And she goes, no, we can't take none of this money. He's like, no, let me count this money. He counts it out. It's damn near $100,000. Plot thickens. Then out of nowhere, this beautiful Asian lady shows up. Hi, I'm the attorney, I'm the attorney of Mr. So-and-so, the man that just passed. She goes, oh, ma'am, everything that he has been left to you. His whole will and testament is left to you. And she's surprised. She goes, wow, I only knew him 4.5 months. Sounds fishy, I know. But, you know, they became really, really close. No fishy business or nothing like that. Just really good friends and good friendship. And so she's shocked. So they have a private funeral because no one came but them two. And the attorney showed up, the Asian lady, to talk more business. But they soon get out of their apartment. They move in, got a big ass house to live in. They like, man, this is lovely. The black dude's like, I'm glad I didn't get a job. This is cool. We are living. Matter of fact, let's leave right now and go take a vacation. What they did with that money they found, they took it and put it in a safe box in their bank. Mistake number 3. The plot thickens. There's a dude who keeps showing up at the door saying he's a real estate broker. Hey, I know this house is not for sale, but somebody that I know is really interested in this house. She's like, look, dude, it's not for sale. The owner's not around. Don't worry about it. He comes back again a week later. Hey, the owner's not around. He goes, look, I read the obituary. The owner's dead. So what's up? Well, she goes, he left the house to me. So now you got to deal with me, and I'm not selling. The dude looks grimy. His hair is slicked back. It's greasy. He has one of those dirty 5 o'clock shadows. And the movie, every time they go somewhere, this dude is following. It's very, very, very predictable. But I got to give it a little bit of credit on some angles because the director, Michael Scott, there's a scene where they're backing out the driveway in their Volvo, and it looks like the camera is mounted on the back of the car. And it comes out and turns and it stops. Then the car takes off, but the camera stands there. I'm like, oh, that was a neat trick. Then the camera pans over to the other side, and you see the man sitting in his car. And he's waiting, and you can see his face in his side mirror, and he takes off after him. Some really cool camera angles in this movie. Now the acting, Jesse T. Usher is not very popular with the brothers. He was in Independence Day, Insurrection, Resurrection, whatever that movie's called. I never seen it, but I heard he was in that. Now I did see him in last year's movie Shaft. He was funny as hell, along with Samuel L. Jackson in that movie. And that's about it. So the acting is not really strong in this movie. And I gotta tell you, they're not believable at all as a married couple. There is no chemistry. There is nothing that makes you go, oh, that's a, no, it just looks bad. They're a badass couple. And the cameraman, the director, he loves butt shots. This camera is up everybody's butt who is a female through the whole film. It's painfully obvious. Granted, these women have nice butts, but yo, man, come on, man. You got to be professional. And then a detective gets involved in the movie. She pops up, comes over, start asking questions. Because whenever somebody dies in a home like that, under the care of somebody, they have to do an investigation. And things don't seem all that airtight. Like all of a sudden, you inherited the house. You only know this dude for 4 months. And the detective, she's beautiful. She was, I think, on NCIS and some other low budget shows. I've never seen her, but she was one of the standouts in this movie. I really like the detective. So she's digging in deep, and she's getting closer and closer to the female lead, right? Saying, look, not everything that's working out seems to be, on the up and up. And the attorney also told her, look, when you inherit this much money and a place this big, it affects relationships, even tight married relationships. So they're making an emphasis watch out for your husband because something is fishy about him. And that's a theme throughout the whole movie. Then you got the white guy showing up who's faking it as a real estate agent. And, you know, everybody's asking questions and everybody's giving her advice like, what's going on? And later on, they find a dead man in an outhouse outside with bullet holes in the body and a bag full of diamonds. I'm like, whoa, man. You know, anytime somebody dies in a house and you got dead bodies, I'm not staying in that house because I'm thinking, hey, this mug is haunted. Then they're getting paranoid because everybody's after them. You know, my man goes out and buy a gun. He's spending money out of that safe deposit box when he shouldn't. Went and bought a Rolex watch. You know, typical brother spending that flashy money. She's like, babe, you cannot be spending this money. We're going to get caught up. Now, they're arguing all the time. And now everything that everybody else said about him is coming true. Plot thickens. And then it just gets really creepy after that. It's not a very good film. It's not a horrible film. It's an okay film. And it's on Netflix. Quarantine time. Check it out. But it has some nice little twists and some surprises in there. I'm not going to tell you the end, how it's resolved. But acting is probably the worst part of this movie. The plot, you can see it a mile away. Now, I was truly surprised towards the end of how the plot happens to open up and show some different things. But it's a typical Hollywood script that's been sitting around with dust on it. The two leads cannot carry a movie to save their life. They're a handsome couple. They're beautiful to look at. And that's about it. This movie is #1 on Netflix right now. So that's another reason why I wanted to check it out. You know, is it worthy to be #1? No, but it's a brand new flick on Netflix, so it's automatically going to go to #1, just like Extraction did last week. Should you watch it? Of course. If you got Netflix, just watch it, man. You're not. It's an hour and 37 minutes, man. It's not going to kill you. But, you know, you will not be pleasantly surprised. It's okay. Hollywood standards, it's not a very good film. It's just an okay film. So, what do you think? Will you give it a watch? Shoo! Oh, Lord Jesus, I didn't see that coming. Excuse me. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and leave your comments down low. Until next time, peace. Yo, it's just my point of view. Man. Hello. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Without you, there's no me. And do us a favor, stop by the website at www.blacktastic.net and pick up some merchandise. Get yourself a hat or pick up a t-shirt. It's things like that that help keep the channel going. And also, feel free to leave a donation on the home page at www.blacktastic.net. Thank you all so much. Again, you make this so much fun. Without you, there's no me. Until next time, see you later.
I'm a simple man, don't want a complication.